Yo, 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 it's your boy B-Hazz. Don't forget the dash in between. That's B-Hazz. I'm out here in my hometown of Buffalo, New York, talking to successful business owners about why they never gave up on their dreams and why you shouldn't either. I'm here with Jesse from Chief's Barber Parlour today. Jesse, how you feeling, bro?
Feeling good.
Word, that's great to hear, brother. So I got a couple questions for you today, man. The first question of the day is, was it always your plan to become a barber, and what made you want to get into the industry?
Definitely not always my plan. My grandfather was a barber, so did run in the family, but I never saw myself doing it long term. Honestly, I just I was going to college, going to NU, Niagara University, and I was working at a bar downtown. My grades started to drop because I was doing so many hours downtown, and basically I just had coming up with an idea where I could be my own boss, work my own hours, and
smart, man.
Barbering being in the family and me being artistic growing up, it just made sense to slowly get into it and see how it worked out. And one thing led to another. I ended up doing it full time.
That's great to hear, man. I love to hear that, man, especially when you're being your own boss. You have your own hours out there, man. There's nothing better than that.
Absolutely.
So what were you going to school for before you became a barber?
I was actually in my senior year at Niagara University. I was going for sport management and marketing. Okay. So originally my plan was I was going to get my sport degree, get my marketing degree, and I was going to go to UB and try to get a master's in marketing. Actually, I wanted to work for ESPN.
No shit. So what changed? What made you want to veer away from that path?
When I started cutting, I was doing both full-time. I was cutting full-time, and I was going to school full-time. And it got to the point where I was going to class, and instead of taking notes in class, I was, paper, pencil, I was booking clients.
Okay.
And
that's hustle, baby.
Yeah, hustle. Honestly, that's exactly what it was. It was hustle. It got to the point where I was making more money behind the chair cutting than I would have in my industry that I was going to school for. I didn't plan on dropping out. Barbering started to get me through college, but it got to the point where I fell in love with the industry. I fell in love with the relationships I made.
Okay.
And on top of that, money was good, so it made more sense to do that full time.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a plus, man. That's definitely a plus. So I don't know if everybody knows, but me, B-Hazz, I also dropped out of college. I only went for one semester. So from me hearing that you also went for something and dropped out and changed your life in a very beneficial way for you and your people really speaks volumes, brother. It really speaks volumes. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so there's always going to be people who doubt you and people who want to bring you down and don't believe in you. So can you give me an experience that you've had in your life that directly relates to that?
Yeah, for real. Probably the most relevant thing along those lines in my life is people telling me not to drop out. When that time came, people saying, no, you gotta finish school, you gotta get your degree, but at the end of the day, passion's passion. My passion wasn't in school. My passion was here, so this made the most sense. And then just industry hate. I'm sure you deal with the same thing too in the music industry. But yeah, absolutely. A lot of barbers, local and non-local, they want to judge your work quality, and they don't want to put in the work in like you are.
Right.
So I'll be out here improving every day, and they're staying stagnant, and then hating on me for trying to get better at my craft.
Right.
So
yeah. So I wanted to touch on the first point you just made with college. So when I went for a semester as well, it was all about that. Whether it was family, friends, or just people who didn't want to see you win, they wanted to say, "Go to college, keep going, take the path everybody told you to take." That's what the society wants. But it's very inspiring to meet people like yourself who have dropped out of college and did something different, who took the different path. There was a fork in the road, and you took the darker path. Yeah, and I love it.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah. So I just wanted to touch on your second point you made, man, which was industry hate. I know in any artistic industry, especially the music industry, but I'm also hearing now that it's in the haircutting industry, there's a lot of industry hate, greed, and they don't want you to succeed. They rather have themselves succeed. They don't want to win together. They want to separate and divide. And I don't like that. And I know that you don't either.
No, not at all. Honestly, something I've been preaching when I do teach classes to younger people coming up in the industry is there is no such thing as competition. Right. So in my industry particularly, that we're in Buffalo, New York, there's 500,000 heads of hair to cut. There's plenty of hair to go around.
Right.
So you bashing another barber's work only reflects poorly on yourself.
Right.
But you gotta just keep moving forward and being you.
Yeah. No, I love that. Be you. Be you, viewers. If you're seeing this, be yourself. That's the most important point we've made thus far. So, Jesse, what are some of your future goals with your business as a barber?
For me personally, I'd like to win a one-shot award, which is basically like a barber Grammy.
Okay.
Yeah, last year I ended up placing in the top 25 for fade in the world, and
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, I'd like to eventually win that. It's definitely not an easy task, but I'd like to take that one down.
Now, how can you win that? What are the steps to reach that point?
Honestly, just being creative. I mean, there's only so many haircuts you could do.
Right.
But finding a way to be creative and make yours stand out amongst everyone else's. For the business itself, we would definitely like to grow. We'd like to expand, open up another shop, and definitely down the road, we'd like to open up a barber school and educate the next generation.
Okay.
That's one thing. So my cousin actually co-owns the shop with me, but it's one thing that him and I we're really trying to stick it to is just getting this next generation of barbers on the right mindset more than anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, mindset matters, man. So I love to hear things like that. For sure. It's all about spreading the wealth and spreading the education to the next generation.
Absolutely.
So what's one of the dopest stories you've encountered along your path to success as a barber?
I got plenty of good stories, but I'm going to relate this one to you.
Okay.
In the music industry, this is for you. So I do, for those of you who don't know, I do cut a lot of the Buffalo Bills. Like Josh Allen's a client of mine, Matt Milano, Micah Hyde. I got a ton of the boys there. I go down to the stadium on Fridays during the season and I cut them. But I remember it was 2019. I'm down at the stadium cutting hair. And this is when we had Frank the Tank Gore.
Okay.
That was on the team. So Frank, for those who don't know, he's a veteran. Like he's
beast.
Yeah, beast. Big time. I think he's like top 3 all time for rushing yards.
Yeah.
But Ray starts talking about how he's got a good relationship with Trick Daddy, and he knows Trick Daddy. So Frank, being the old head he is, like I'm gonna call him on his bullshit, and actually right in the barber chair calls Trick Daddy on the phone. So he gets Trick Daddy answers. He's like, "What's up, Trick?" He's like, "I got a guy right here says he knows you." Trick's, "Oh, who is he? What's his name?" He goes, "His name's Ray." And Trick's like, "Oh, Ray McLeod? That's my dog." Like,
let's go.
So I didn't get to talk to Trick, but I had Frank Gore sitting in the chair next to me talking to Trick Daddy. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, that's a lot of heat all in one.
That is dope, dude. In high school, I was listening to Trick Daddy all the time, so that's definitely wild, brother. Absolutely. So to anybody that has dreams or aspirations, what would be your advice to them moving forward in the world?
Definitely would be, if you're not growing, you're shrinking. And you got to get better every day. Everything you do, you got to get better. You can't plateau, can't settle. Right. When you get stagnant, that's when you start to shrink.
Yeah. I love that. That's a great point. Keep going. Never give up. And without growth, you're just in a comfort zone. You're in a box. And in order to succeed, you got to break free. You got to get out of that box, no matter if there's bars up. No matter what it is, you got to find a way through. And Jesse right here, he did. B-Hazz, you already know. I did. We're on our way up. So to anybody watching this video, make sure you keep following your dreams. If you're passionate about something and your family tells you go to school for something else or do this, do that, don't listen to them. Listen to yourself. Listen to your heart, because that's what it's all about. We live one life. We're here on earth one time. So make the most of it and do what makes you happy. Fuck them all, baby. Fuck them all. Jesse from Chiefs, Barber, Parlour, B-H-A-Z-Z. Don't forget the dash in between. That's B-Hazz.
Yeah. Fuck with my